Luxury is now a necessity for many in today's world, and many East Texans are left out when it comes to having reliable internet access. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Marangeli Lopez.
And I'm Brennan Gurley. A federal grant and state funding in the form of a proposition is on this year's ballot, could help fund that service.
That's right. In a special report, Jesus Martinez explores broadband accessibility and the way money plays an important role in our connected future.
It's powering businesses, connecting people, and creating avenues for education. But broadband access is not equal in East Texas. Proposition 8 can fund a better future for internet access.
What Proposition 8 is going to do is provide more money to go with all that federal money coming down.
Lonnie Hunt is the executive director for the Deep East Texas Council of Governments. He knows the importance of the $3.3 billion on the table for Texans in the November election.
We live in a region that is greatly underserved and unserved.
The state of Texas would pony up about $1.5 billion to improve access in rural areas through Proposition 8. This map from the Texas Broadband Development Office tells you everything you need to know. It shows the underserved populations when it comes to high-speed internet in orange. Deep East Texas in the heart of the areas that are in need of that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just started.
Whenever our students leave school and they go home and they try to extend learning from the classroom into their homes, that's where we have the problem.
Cushing ISD Superintendent Brendan Eno says during the pandemic, students and teachers resorted to using paper packets because internet was unreliable away from the city. So much so that students did their work from the school parking lot. Within the last 2 years, the district has invested in nearly $400,000 from personal devices to the expansion of access points within the campuses.
And we're excited about that, but that doesn't help them when they go home.
The idea of having readily available broadband internet sounds amazing, but
there's a big problem with it. The federal money's tied to these companies paying out about 25% of the cost up front with no guarantee of yield in the end.
Dr. Enos is talking about the criteria set by the National Telecommunications and Information Administration. They're working alongside the Texas Comptroller's Office to distribute this money to companies who will be laying down the lines to connect the rural areas to the internet.
And so we have very few companies who are willing to take a chance on that and hope they get the refunds.
Now, the only areas that won't have to have a 25% match are the locations deemed as high cost to build. The only areas here in East Texas that qualify are southern portions of Sabine County and a sliver of Anderson County.
So it will be those that are doing the work and providing the service that will be receiving the grants from the state of Texas.
But why the match? Well, the NTIA sent CBS 19 this statement explaining that the match would, quote, demonstrate commitment to a particular project and minimize the amount of BEAD program funding spent, which can help extend the reach of the BEAD program funding to make sure that everyone in the state has access to reliable, affordable, high-speed internet service, end quote.
You know, because the rural areas are so spread out, it's just taken us a long time to get to everybody. And so just having access, number one, is the biggest concern. And again, the sooner that we can get to them with some of these grant programs, the sooner that's going to satisfy some of those concerns.
Charlie Gano, CEO of eText Telephone Cooperative, says that his company does plan on applying for the grant, even with a 25% match.
In our case, we're going to be able to accelerate the installation and construction of broadband fiber optics in East Texas. So
the NTIA said that this match is an incentive for companies to, quote, cover as much of the cost as they can through their match to lower the amount of BEAD funding they request, which might make their bid more cost-effective than others for the same project, end quote. In the meantime, solutions are being created.
We're trying to create a regional network that will blanket many residents of our region with this high-quality 100 megabit service fixed wireless broadband.
It's a small solution DTALK is trying to create. For many residents, it'll be their first opportunity to have access to internet services. Right now, the closest thing we have when it comes to broadband internet is Starlink, a group of satellites around the world that sends internet services to areas of the world where connection is poor or lacking.
We should be making broadband access a priority in the state.
We need everybody, all hands on deck, to help us reach our goal.
Affordable and reliable internet for those who need it most in the state of Texas. In Tyler, Jesus Martinez, CBS 19.
Well, the Texas Broadband Office says they'll be releasing an initial proposal on how to distribute the grant money this month, and public comment is welcome. Grant applications will open in 2024. For more information, you can visit our website, cbs19.tv.